Hey everybody, this is Jerry's Doctor, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Jita4 redesigns. This is Planet 4 Moon 4 Caldari Navy Assembly Plant, and this is the major trade hub in EVE Online. I'm here with my trusty old deep space transport, the Impel, and you can see here some of the new design elements of Jita4, which is of course New Eden's largest trade hub. I love the redesign that they have done here. CCP's art department and devs, they really do deserve a massive kudos for the work that they've done here and the inspiration they've brought in. They've put it together in just such a beautiful way that I really can't say enough good things about this station redesign. I mean, if you look around in general, there are just incredible attention paid to lighting and design and minor details. There's really great use of small objects and rendered ships, and really convincing 3D holographics that give real depth and sense of realism to the world. I'm just really dumbfounded and completely awed by the experience of being able to explore this station. And there's some real elements of sense of homing in this. And by that I mean, like, if you look at these two halls here in particular, this corridor and this one over here, the color differences in lighting really make this feel like this is much more of like the Amar and maybe Minmatar, sector of the station. It gives it a sense of depth, and like maybe there's a division or a hierarchy here, and then obviously a little bit more of a Galente and Caldari kind of quarters or sectors over here, with maybe more of like the corporate offices down this way with these individual bays and different bay numbers. You get this large entry corridor with the Jita logo up here in detail, just really great. And then you see all these ships flying by, obviously Capsuleer and Navy ships coming in and out and flying by, some Concord vessels, and a lot of ships that are pursuing this consistent circuit through the station. And it's really interesting to watch them because they all have their own little, you know, interesting behaviors and how they interact with one another in flight. Some of them have these little turns and wobbles that they do. They're all very detailed in different ships. They're very obviously rendered objects, and there's a number of them. And I just wish I could zoom in closer because these look to be extremely detailed models, but we don't really get a really good look at them because here I am at maximum magnification, like maximum zoom in, and I'm only just partly able to make out some of those details. But just beautiful, really, really nice. And if I get my DST out of the way here, we look back at this hallway. This has a very inspired by Star Wars feel. Like, this very, very much feels like the Empire. The big trapezoidal shaped corridors, the inward sloping walls, the use of red light and cool blues. Like, this really does have kind of the feeling of like a mercantile operation in Empire space. And there's all these flashy kind of Blade Runner like elements in terms of like the lighting and the use of mist and the feeling of this being a space that's suffused with gas and smell and dirt that makes it feel lived in. And in some ways, the sheer mercantile feel of it, the fact that you have all of these attentions to station containers and landing pads with, goods ready to be loaded and bills of lading, laid out, and notices of little indicator lights saying, you can land here or this pad is ready. These kinds of indications that make the world feel lived in. And the further you zoom out, the more the angle and perspective changes, and the more you're able to appreciate the different elements that have gone into designing this just absolutely gorgeous view. And some of the the advertising and the marketing and like the lived in world aspects, like seeing the news running and different casts going through, is just, it's spectacular. It's no longer just these little lights traveling around the inside of the structure. There's a lot more going on there. It feels a lot more lived in now. And, like these coolant fans, drifting cool gases into the vertical column here. And up here at the landing pad, these heating ducts releasing, hot gases and having these little touches that if I zoom in a little bit and I change my angle, you can see, flashes of heat and light as gases escape these vents. You're seeing the flicker of individual lights on the landing pads and the overlay holograms. It's really spectacular. So you know what? Good job, CCP and the art team. You guys have just done a wonderful job with the Jita4 redesigns. Thanks, everybody. I'm Jury's Doctor. Have a great rest of your day.